Hello guys, today we'll see VLOOKUP. So how VLOOKUP work and when to use and how to use. So as a SAP consultant, it will make your work easy to analyze the data. Whenever you're working in a migration project, so you have to validate the data before load and after load. So there are thousands and lakhs of quantities are there, materials or plant or any parameters you want to validate. So within seconds, you can compare the data and easily validate using this VLOOKUP function in Excel. So let's see. So here you can see the plant sheet. Here I have 40 plants and corresponding values for purchasing organization, storage location, and company code. Now, out of 40 plant, I want specific 9 plants values for a purchasing organization, storage location, and company code. So how can I find using the VLOOKUP? So you need to understand how VLOOKUP work first. So if Excel function always start with equal sign, equal, then type the formula VLOOKUP. Now here you can see there are 4 parameters. The first one is lookup value. So which value I'm looking for this plant? So select this value, comma. Second is asking for table array. So from which table we want that corresponding value. So I want that value from this table, right? So here you need to understand two things. First, VLOOKUP always work in the right side. Okay, VLOOKUP can look only right side, and you have to select the column. The first column should be a reference column. So here my reference column is plant, and what I'm looking for, purchasing organization. My reference point is plant, and I'm looking for purchasing organization. Select from plant till purchasing organization, and here you can see the column is 2. So it is asking column index, comma, 2, comma. Now approximate match or exact match. I want exact match. That's why it's 0, comma 0, and press enter. See, within a second you can get this value, and then you simply need to drag till end. Why it's coming NA, I will explain it later. Similarly, for a storage location, enter age equal to, type the formula VLOOKUP. Lookup value is my plant. Select the plant, comma, table array. So select from reference point, that is plant, till I'm looking for storage location. The column is 3. So first select from plant to storage location and table array. After the table array, you need to give index column, that is 3, comma 0, and then simply drag till end. Similarly, for company code is equal to VLOOKUP, and I'm looking the reference point is lookup value is plant, reference point basically it is plant, comma, table array. So select from reference point, that is plant, till company code. So here column is 4. Here you can see that column is 4, comma 0, and then easily you can drag till end, you can get all the value. Now why this coming as 0 and why did this NA? So for example, here NH00 is a plant. If you filter NH00, this plant will not exist there. That's the reason it's coming a 0. See, NH00 is not exist here. That's the reason that value is not present in the reference table. That is why it's coming NA. And what is the 0? So 0 means that the value is blank. That's why it's coming as a 0. For example, if you see here, plant ID 16, BD02, BD09, NH90, the value is blank. That's the reason. See, this value is blank for this plant. That's the reason it's coming as a 0. So this way we look up work, we can find the easily the reference point if you are aware, so we can find out the corresponding value. Now let's see the second case. Now I want a country. So if you see this in the sheet, I have company code, and with the reference to company code, there is a country. So here company code is common, right? So I can take a reference of company code. So I can find out the country. So here again is equal to VLOOKUP. Now here my reference point will be company code, not plant, because company code is common in between two sheet, right? So company code, I will lookup value will be company code, comma, table array. Here a table array, you have to select from reference point, that is from company code, and what you are looking country. So column is 2. The company code column 1, column is 2, comma 2, comma 0. Enter. And simply drag till end. Again, you are getting NA because these values are not present in that reference sheet. That's why you are getting NA. So VLOOKUP works this way. So you have to remember Excel function always start with equal sign, then type the formula VLOOKUP, and VLOOKUP look always right side. Here only 4 parameter which we are using for VLOOKUP function. The first, we have to select the value which we are looking for, that is the reference value. Then you have to select the table, and you have to select the table from reference table, and then you have to find which value you are looking for. That column number you have to enter, and that comma 0, that exact match. This is the one case. For example, let's see if you're working in a migration project, as I said, so you have to validate the data after and before configuration. So how to validate? So for example, this is the required data, and this data you have configured in your system. Now you want to validate this data, that plant and company code assignment you have mapped it correctly or not. So how you will take this dump from system, and you will compare with your reference sheet. So how to VLOOKUP two column? See, so this time we can use one functionality is equal to combination of plant A and B. Enter. And simply drag till end. Similarly here equal to 1 and 2. Enter. And drag till end. Okay. Now this is my configured data, and this is the reference data. So I want to compare these two files. So now I can easily compare the column C and column J, right? So I want to look, this is the expected data, and this is the configured data. So I want to look whether I have configured as per required data or not. So is equal to VLOOKUP, sorry, my bad, is equal to VLOOKUP, select this lookup value, comma, from this table you want to search. So simply I will select the one column only at comma 1, comma 0. See what I did is equal to VLOOKUP, then I select this value, and I'm looking for this value, and from this table, and row number is also 1 because selected only one column, right? So comma 1, comma 0, then you can simply drag till end. Now here you see there is NA. So basically that value is not matching. Yeah, see, so this is NA because this value is not matching as per the reference. That's why. So here you can see EG04 ID, that is EG0 plant, and the company code is ID. But if you see here, company code is EG. That's not a matching. Here is ID. So this way you can validate the data. Similarly for here it is a MY, but here it's EG. Required is EG. So you want to validate the data for two columns. So first combine those two columns, and then you can VLOOKUP. This is the second functionality we can use. The third case, for let's say I have taken this example only, here are six column, but in case there are thousands of column and I want to find what is the minimum value. For example, this material is in Indonesia, Egypt, Malaysia, India. So these are the price for the material and I want to look what is the minimum price. So I cannot, here are only six columns, so I can easily orally say that 54 is the lowest price and 899 is the highest price. But in case if there are thousands of row, then that time how we can find the maximum and minimum value using VLOOKUP. See, so maximum value and minimum value. So maximum value equal to VLOOKUP. Here you have to find maximum value. So write the formula MAX. In drop down you can see MAX. Then you have to select the table. From this table I want the maximum minimum value. So I will select this table, complete the bracket and table. Again I want to select that reference table is this table only. So again I will select this table and comma, that is row number is column number is 1 only. So comma 1 comma 0, enter. See, I can find the maximum value. Similarly, for minimum value is equal to VLOOKUP minimum value. From this table I want to find for, so, and always remember to close the bracket, otherwise it will get through an error. Close the bracket, comma, and again you need to select this column only because you have to find from this column only. So that's why comma 1 comma 0, enter. See, easily you can find the what is the maximum value and what is the minimum value. So this way you can find the maximum and minimum value using VLOOKUP functionality. So you need to remember a few things while using the VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP always look right side. So for example, if here, as I say, as we see, plant combination, plant to purchasing organization. So we have selected from ID09 to right side, not left side. VLOOKUP will not work. For example, if plant is here and purchasing organization is in column A, so that this is not possible. You have to take the reference point always to the first column, and then you can drag drag the column to right side. Okay, this is the one point. And point two, you have to remember that if you add any other column inside the other column to existing VLOOKUP formula, VLOOKUP will not work in that case. For example, if you insert here one column, so if you see, everything will be 0 because here you have said that reference point is ID01, A3. For example, see, A2 is the reference point, and plant here selected the plant and comma 2. You have given the column number 2. So don't insert any column in existing VLOOKUP file, otherwise it will disturb your formula and it will not give an accurate result.